evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Eton Air Academy, and I welcome you specially to our today's class on how to overcome your fears and launch your air business with confidence. I'm so excited about today. For everyone that is joining in already, thank you. Welcome to today's class. So let's dive right into today's class. Like I said earlier on, today's class is about teaching you how to overcome your fears. In starting the hairstyling business, there are a lot of fears that limit us, that stops us from taking that step in venturing into the hairstyling business. So I'll be teaching you how to overcome those fears and launch your hair business with confidence. It is very, very important that whatever you will be doing, you do it with confidence. You know, each and every one of us experience one level of fear or the other. It's how we are able to manage this that makes the difference between a failure and a success. It's how we are able to manage the fears that whispers to us that makes the difference between the one who takes the step to begin that journey of being a successful hairstylist and the one who never took that step at all. I will start by talking about my own fears. When I was going to start the business, I had my own fears, the things that were limiting to me, that whispered into my ears, that made me feel like, oh, I couldn't do this. So I had been making hair in a different state before coming down to the state I am in presently, and it was quite overwhelming that this is a very big city. The city of Lagos is a very big city. And I just kept wondering, how can I just find my place in this city? There are a lot of hairstylists out there, and you know, all of these hairstylists, they all have their customers. How would I be able to successfully compete with these numerous hairstylists out there, and I will still be able to have my own customers? How will I be able to do this successfully? Now, the things that I did, I will be teaching you in today's class. But what were my fears? What were my fears when I was starting? Our fears are different. What were my fears? Number one, I had the fear that the hairstyling market was oversaturated. So I was always scared that the market is so saturated that, are you sure I'll be able to find my own place there? Secondly, I had the fear that, will I have clients when I start? If I finally make up my mind to start, would I have clients? Number three, I had that fear that, am I good enough? Am I really good enough to have customers? Will people be able to patronize me at the level of knowledge that I have? And then I also had the fear of, do I have enough resources to start with? What I have in my account, the money I have with me, is it enough for me to venture into the hairstyling business? So these were my fears when I was about to start this business. And I want you right now, in your various locations, to identify your fears. So I want you to begin to write in the comment section, what are your fears? What has been your fear in starting up this business? Write in the comment section. I'm waiting. Drop it there. Oh, my fear is I don't have enough resources. My fear is I don't think I'm good enough. I want you to drop it in the comment section if you're hearing me right now. Yes. Drop it in the comment section. What are your fears? I'm waiting. Drop it there in the comment section. What are your fears in starting this business? So while I wait for you to drop what your fears are, I just told you what my fears were when I was about to start. And no matter how it looks, it may be similar to some of your fears, but there may be some things that are different. So the first thing you want to do is to identify in particular what your own fears are. What are your fears in starting this business? On the basis of this question, I'm going to be starting today's class in teaching you, okay, Annex is saying, my fear is I think I don't make enough money when I start. Not having enough resources and fear of markets being oversaturated. Yes, these are legit fears, and I won't lie to you. These fears are real, okay? But let's start by identifying your fears, which is what we have done now. The fear of I don't think I'm good enough. Oh, I don't think I have the right skill to meet up with my customers' need. I want to establish a fact that every new venture attracts some levels of fear because it's a journey to the unknown. Every new venture attracts some level of fears because it's a journey to the unknown. Someone is saying, I just started and I've not been able to, I didn't get that, and I have been to run sales. Don't know if that is a wise choice. I'm trying to run sales. I don't know if that's a wise choice. We'll address that while the class is ongoing. So like I said, every new venture attracts some levels of fear. So it is normal. So do not feel strange that you have one level. Even the biggest business started afraid. So I have the slogan where I say that do it afraid, do it scared, because your fears will not wait for you. You would have to move against the fear. Now, what are the things you need after identifying your fears? Oh, this is my fear. Oh, I'm so scared that I'm not able to make sales. I'm not sure I'll be able to sell enough. I'm not sure I'm going to attract the right clients. The first thing you want to do first is to come in, realize that every new venture has some level of fears. The second thing I want to establish is that you need to build in yourself positive mindset. You have to develop for yourself a positive mindset. So the difference between a failure and a success is that when those fears comes to a failure, the failure accepts those fears and allows them to limit them. So the fear tells you cannot do it, and you just decide not to make any effort to do it. What you just did was you accepted what was whispered into your ears, that you cannot do it. But a success, when they hear the word you cannot do it, they ask themselves, why can't I do it? If there are people doing it, why not myself? I can do it. Let me make sure that I have firstly taken the right steps. I've made effort, I've moved in this direction, I've learned the things I need to make advancements, and then when I move and I don't make sense, then I'll say, okay, probably when I was hearing in my mind that I won't make sales, maybe I was correct, maybe what was whispered in my ear was correct. But the truth remains that most of the time, over 99% of the time, when you move against your fears, which is supposed to be in a positive direction, when you move against your fears, you find out that you make meaningful progress, and then you find out that fear was just a limitation, was just force. Okay, it was just force. I remember this acronym we were taught when I went for a Bible class some years back, like about 10 years ago, and they call it fear. The acronym for fear means false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. I repeat again, fear means false evidence appearing real. That means it is not real, it is just false. It is telling you cannot do it, but it's not true. You can actually do it. You can actually get that client. And so when I'm talking about this positive mindset, I too had to identify my fears as I listed earlier, and I tackled them before venturing into the hairstyling business. I tackled them. So what was the first thing I did when I firstly started with my first fear, which was that the market was oversaturated? This was what I told myself. I realized that over time, in every venture, in every career pathway, there is something called they call it the market is a dynamic market. What do I mean by the market being a dynamic market? Every single day there are people coming into a career and there are people going out of it. Every single day there are people coming into a business and there are people leaving that business for different reasons. Some people are going bankrupt, some people are died, and because they died, their business died with them. Some other set of people are relocating from one country to another, and once they leave that area, they have left that business. So we run a dynamic market in every career, in every business. It is like that. People are going out, people are coming in. So I told myself that's how I tackled my first fear. I told myself that as long as I'm aware that in every career people are going out and people are coming in, I'm going to be one of those who are going to come. I'm going to come in to help capture the clients of those people that went out. So I just told myself that in the people that left this country or that left this vicinity where I want to start my business, I'm going to be one of those persons that are going to help to capture those clients. Because of course, when somebody leaves one area doing a certain business, the customers that they have would be looking for someone else they need to patronize. Even if a stylist dies today, God forbid, the next minute the customers will just say, and she was such a good person and she was so good in this craft. But I have a party tomorrow, I need to look for another fashion stylist that's going to sew my clothes. They would not say because someone died or someone relocated that they are not going to make their hair or they're not going to sew that dress. They would just look for a replacement. And I told myself that I was going to be that replacement and I was going to be ready to capture those customers. So that was the first answer I gave to the fear I had that the market was oversaturated. I told myself that the market is dynamic, and that means that people are coming in and people are going out, and I'm going to be the one coming in to capture the customers of those people that has gone out of the market. My second fear, which was that the hairstyling market, that will I have enough clients? Will I have enough clients if I start? So one of the things I told myself, so it's all about what you speak to yourself. Those words will whisper to your ears. Families may say it to you, friends may say it to you, but what really matters is what you say to yourself. Do not forget what I said. Fear means false evidence appearing real. Now, I told myself that I will have clients because those that exited this. No, I told myself that I'm going to ensure that every client that works into that comes in contact with my business, I'll try as much as possible to satisfy that one client, because I know that once I'm able to satisfy one client, that one client will tell someone else. Even if they decide not to tell somebody else, when it's just natural that when you see something that is beautiful on someone, you ask, oh, where did you get your hair done? Oh, I got it done from Eton S Studio. Oh, can you give me a contact because I want to look as good as you are? So will I have enough clients? I told myself that even if it's one client I have, that one client, I'll make sure that I satisfy that one client who will go on to tell more people about my business. And then my third fear, which was, am I good enough? So what I did was I firstly evaluated myself, and I want you to be truthful to yourself. So other people may lie to you, they may try to make you feel good. Even some people may tell you false things about you, or you're not good, your work is tacky, or this, no, but one thing you cannot do is to lie to yourself. So one of the things I did was I evaluated my own skill. Before when I was about to venture into the business in full in Lagos, I had been doing this successfully outside Lagos. So I evaluated that when I was doing this outside Lagos, I was one of the best in that environment. So since I was one of the best there, that means there is no way that I will not be able to satisfy the clients that comes in contact with me in Lagos. Okay, so I told myself that at least what I know is enough for me to start. That may not be your case. For you what you know may not be enough for you to start. So in that case, you would need to upgrade yourself. Learn this skill well. Learn it. One of the things I said was that one of the things I jotted down was I want you to be truthful to yourself and understand that learning is progressive. But the main knowledge that you need to start, some of you know enough right now to start. For those of you who don't know enough to start, go and register for an upgrade class. Go and upgrade yourself. Start by knowing, okay, which aspect do I want to focus on? Which niche do I want to start with? Okay, and then learn, upgrade yourself. And in the process of learning, you may need to offer some free services so that you can just use it to test the market, to know people's responses on what you have done. When you hear responses like, oh, it's so beautiful, wow, you are so good, you know you are good to go. But when you hear responses from people saying, no, there's an error, or they're not even commenting on the air, it means they don't want to hurt your feelings. So one of the things you want to do for yourself is to evaluate your skill. Evaluate yourself. And that was what I did for myself. Then one other question I gave answer to my fears was, do I have enough resources to start with? Let me tell you, this was a big deal for me. Because I was just finishing from the university. I just finished serving and I wanted to start this business. So it was all the resources I had in my account was not enough to get a studio where I really wanted to. So there were cheaper locations close to my house where I could, get a shop, 2 streets up, and start my business. But I just felt that my target audience were not around where I lived. So I wanted to move out. And in the area where I wanted to start out my business, because I know that area, they have the kind of clients that I need. And secondly, it's a central location where people are not limited. I wanted a business where people were not limited by space. They won't have a problem coming from far location to patronize my business. So because of that, I had to consider that. But in that location, the money in my account could not even cover for it. So what did I do? I went about scouting for space, salon space, and all of that, and I realized that the money in my account can only just pay for shop rent. I couldn't even equip it. I couldn't even buy the things because I don't even have the basic things for starting up a salon business. And so when this happened, I just sat down and told myself, okay, you have to start from where you are. You have to start from where you are. So I went ahead and I decided to start with the space system. They call it booth system outside the country. In Nigeria, we call it space system. We call it space or booth system. So where you have a seat to yourself in a fully established salon. So that was how I was able to tackle my fears, and I started my business. Now, moving on to the questions to the solutions to your fear, which I said number 1 is positive mindset, building a positive mindset. Number 2 now is gain knowledge based on your answer above. Based on the question when I asked you about your fears, that you should identify your fears, one thing you now need to do is to gain knowledge. I stated that knowledge is learning is progressive. That means that what you know today, it may be enough for you to start today, and it may not be enough for you to start. But whichever way, what the knowledge you use today will not be enough for tomorrow. Trends are evolving. Things are evolving. Everything is changing. The styles that used to be relevant yesterday, it's not the same one that is relevant today. I remember when I started out, we used to do a lot of baby hairs on frontal. And the reason why we used to do a lot of baby hairs on frontal was because we didn't have that perfect technology yet to melting lace into your skin tone, such that when you install that hair, you would not be seeing the white lace showing out. the technology was not in full circulation there. So we get to use baby hairs to cover the edges of your lace so that it doesn't look white while your skin is looking brown. But as time went on, they started producing products. There was a product called we had them lace tint to tint your lace, so that so you not do the work of more like a makeup artist. You had to know how to blend colors. I remember I had to go for an upgrade class to learn how to do that. And after doing that, and then I heard again they produce something called lace mousse that is applied after your installation. All of this was done to ensure that when we install, it looks like I don't necessarily have to do a baby hair. So if I had remained in my first knowledge where we used to use baby hairs, that means I would have been outdated, and I probably would have lost all the quality clients I have, because they would have gone to people who understand the technique of melting lace into the skin. So what I'm trying to say here is gain knowledge. It is not negotiable, no matter what. No, even if you're working for someone, even if you're working in a professional environment, in a company, if you are going to make advancement in your career pathway, you have to improve on yourself. You have to get better certification. You have to, build on your capacity so that more and bigger assignment can be entrusted into your hands. That's the same way it is with your career. When I was starting this business, I just told myself that if I were working for someone, for me to stay, to remain employed, I would have to ensure that I am very relevant. And the only way I can be relevant is by ensuring that the skill needed to succeed in that office, I have it, and I'm upgrading on it from time to time. So I told myself that the same way I'm going to drive someone else's business, I would ensure that I drive my own business. Okay, so gain knowledge, build. So, and when you gain knowledge, it helps to build your confidence level. The moment you learn, you are more confident. When you make it for someone, you hear compliments like, "Oh, it's so beautiful. I love my hair." Do you know what that does? It's like a ladder. Probably you're like on this level, and then you just heard someone say, the hair you made for me, I love it. It's so soft, and I can't even believe that this old wig can turn out to be so good like this." Your hair there will just swear. You just see that your level just increased, and then your confidence level increases again, and then another compliment comes in, and then your confidence level just keeps going up, and that way you are able to see the value that you have to offer, and you're also able to attract more clients who will now pay you more. Okay, and then you're on your pathway to being successful in the business, adding every other part of business success, business strategy that makes you a success. Why doing this? Okay, so number 3 thing you need to pay attention to is that you need to start from where you are. So like I said, most of the fears we have is, I don't think the resources I have is enough. I don't have enough money. I told you, I had the same fear. The resources I had was not enough for me to start. So I want you to start from where you are. I would have said start small, but I realized that the word small is relative. So to someone else, space system is small, but to the person who starts from the house, space system is quite big. To someone else, small is starting from a space in your room, while someone else's small is starting by owning a small space, like a salon space outside. Because to that person, being big means that I'm renting a very big space, equipping it and having different sections in my salon. So small to that person means that I just took a very small shop. Let me just start. So what matters here is that start from where you are. Okay, let's all dish away all those fears. With space system, you do not need to pay a full rent. You know how we do it here in Nigeria. You pay your rent, and then you pay agency, you pay agreements, if possible you pay damages. In some outlets you also pay utility bills. All that can be quite cumbersome and could put a lot of pressure on you, because with all of these bills, you have not even thought about setting up the whole studio and buying the basic equipment that you need to start out this business. So but for a space system, the salon has been fully established, and all you need to do is pay for a seat, probably weekly or monthly, depending on your agreement with the person you're working with. It has its own technicalities which you need to understand, but just have this idea that you could actually start with a space system. You start in a corner of your room, decorate it, make it look good. If you are open to allowing visitors into your house, you don't mind, you're located in an environment where it's central and you can just, people can come into your house and you don't mind. I know of people that rent 2-bedroom flats and they turn the sitting room into their salon space, and then they use the other rooms for their own personal things, where they sleep and all of that. So just start from where you are and just put aside all of these excuses that your resources is not enough. Okay, another way of starting from where you are is ensuring that even no matter how little, you may need to seek support, probably from friends, family, just to start out with the basic things that you need to start. And the interesting thing about hairstyling is that there are niches in this hairstyling business that you can start with, with very minimal amounts. So we have the braid niche, where you just, if you're very good in braiding, all you need is your cotton comb, your hair cream, your comb and your brush, and you're good, and your hands, your hands to braid. It's like one of the cheapest niche to start with, followed by wig making. If you want to be a wigger without styling, it is so cheap. All you need is a mannequin head that they sell maybe 8,000 or 10,000 or 12,000, depending on your location or where you're getting it from, your needle and your thread, and wig caps. You are ready to start as a wig maker, as cheap as that, from your very own sitting room. You can start. So you do not have an excuse that I do not have enough resources to venture into this hairstyle, because with as little as even 50k, 100k, you can start. You may not be able to cover every aspect of hairstyling, but you can just pick one aspect, and as you start making money from that aspect, you start investing it in expanding, and then you are growing in it. Number 4 is that set clear goals. In addressing your fears, you need to set clear goals. Be clear about what you want. Having known that you have acquired the skill that you need, and then you have decided to start from where you are, the next thing you want to do is to be clear as to how you want to start out. Okay, in the next 1 month, I want to have 5 customers. I want to ensure that at least I must have 5 customers in the next 1 month. Now, for you to now tax your brain, what do I have to do to have those 5 customers in the next 1 month? And then in 2 months time, I want to increase that by 2 extra customers, because the customers you had 1 month ago will be repeated clients if you treat them well. So they are coming the next month, and you're expecting that at least 2 of them will refer someone. So if they're referring someone extra, and then you still step out to get extra 2 clients, I think you can still look at like 10 clients in the second month. So be clear as to what you want to do. Be clear as to your goals. I want to start with 5 customers, and in the next 6 months, I want to add 50 customers. What this does for you, it guides you. It gives you drive. You're able to review back and go back and check, oh, I didn't meet up to my first 5 customers for this month or starting out. Okay, so I'll put that as the same target for next month. I want to still make 5 customers. I want to attract 5 more customers next month. And this is how you are able to make progress every month, and every day you're getting closer to becoming the 7-figure hairstylist that you have really dreamed of, and the kind of life you want to live. One thing I want you to know is that nobody starts from the end. Everyone started from the beginning. There is no building that they started from the roof. Every building started from a foundation. So everyone started from the beginning, from the roots. And our beginnings may be different, but that's not what matters. What matters is that we make progress even as we begin. Okay. Next I want us to look at is how then are we able to launch our brand? You know that our topic for today is how to overcome your fears and launch your hair business with confidence. Now we have addressed the fear part. The next part I want to address is how do I launch my brand with confidence? How do I launch my brand with confidence? First thing you need to do is first define your brand. Define your brand. You need to be clear as to what your brand represents. 2 classes ago, I treated brand identity. I taught on how to create a brand identity that attracts the kind of clients that you want, and I'll be posting the video for that on YouTube short very soon, and I'll just drop it so that you could go back on it and listen to that, where I dissected everything about brand identity for your business as a hairstylist. And go listen to the video on branding. It helps you to understand, to be clear on your unique style, your target audience, and what is going to set you apart in your market. Okay. And the next thing you want to do in launching your hair brand, your hair business is, number 2, you want to identify your startup costs and budgets. So it's good to know that what you know is good enough, or you've upgraded your skill to learn something new. The next thing you want to do is to make sure that you sit down and write out, what are the basic things I need to start this business? What are the basic things I need to start this business? What are the basic startup costs based on the beginning I want to create? So if your beginning is to start with a boot system, your startup cost is going to be different from someone that's starting from their house, from also someone that's going to start by renting out a physical space, probably small or big, whatever it is. So sit down and have a budget of what you need to start your business. If you had gone through training, you would know the primary tools that you need to start up this business, the basic tools that you need to start up. Now find out from do market research to know how much does each of these things cost. Write it down and then have an overview of, okay, this is the amount I'm looking at spending to start up my business. So that's the second point. The third point is that you have to create a marketing strategy. It is very, very important. I always say carry your market on your head, because nobody is going to do it for you. Okay, if you do not market your business, nobody's going to know you are doing that business. Nobody's going to know it. So you have to be intentional about telling people about what you do. I remember in particular here, I wanted to increase my marketing. I wanted to increase the clients I have, and I wanted high-end clients. So what I did was this: I had some, high net worth individuals around me. So what I did was I know that they had people that they were offering they were offering them services in terms of styling their hairs and all of that. So the only way I could get them was to offer them my own service at a discount rate. So I told them that I was going to revamp their wigs for them at a 50% discount. Okay. So of course, nobody hates a discount. Everyone loves discount. Even the richest of the richest people, they want to, okay, let's see what you've got. Let's see what you can offer. So, excuse me, they gave me their hairs. I had like 3-4 of them like that. They gave me their hairs. I did the work. I styled their wigs. I revamped it. They couldn't even believe it when they saw that. Wow, my hair can look this good. Okay. And by the time I returned it to them, they loved it. And after then, I can tell you that I have been the ones revamping and starting their week. Not only revamping, because I revamped their hairs for them, they started buying hairs from me because I sell hairs. So whenever they want to order any hair, what they do is they go to other vendors on Instagram. They see a particular picture, they screenshot it, they send it to me, they say, Ito, how much will this hair cost? And then I tell them, because now they can trust me. They know me physically. So they, instead of paying to someone online, they rather just patronize me, because over time I've been able to manage their hair wardrobe for them. So these are strategies you can put in place. So you need to be certain about the marketing strategy you want to put in place, the marketing channel you want to use. Do you want to use TikTok? If you're going to use TikTok, go and study how hairstylists on TikTok, how they push their brands, and choose one of them that will mentor you, that you can see that the person has experienced so much growth, and you can fashion your own posting in line with that person's, or just as a guide, not necessarily 100% photocopy, but as a guide to help you. If Instagram is the platform you want to use, study leading hairstylists on Instagram. How do they create their content, and start creating it work. There's no free money anywhere. You have to work, see results. Okay, even if you're working for someone, if you do not produce results, you will not be paid salary. So it's the same way for yourself. And in business, you are the one that generates your own alerts. Nobody's paying you, as it were. You are the one that's going to generate your own alerts by yourself. So you want to be sure that you know the appropriate marketing channel that suits you. Okay, some persons will use Snapchat and they're very good with it, and they decide to use that, and they are selling out. And it doesn't matter if someone else is in Instagram. Just do what works for you. Some other people are so good with WhatsApp that they have a lot of people that view their WhatsApp status, and because of that, they make a lot of sales. So you can leverage on whatever social media platform that works for you. And finally, I want you to learn how to handle these matters. I'm going to list what it is. Having listed out, you are aware of your fears, and you have been able to address your fears with the things that I listed out to you. Now I also address the fact, how do you launch your own hairstyling business with confidence. I at least said to you that you have to define your brand. I'd also said to you that you have to identify your startup cost and budget. And I said you have to create a marketing strategy that works for you. Okay, you have to learn how to create attractive content, okay, that will bring people to want to patronize you, that will make people to be able to trust your brand. Okay, so finally, one of the things that hinders you from really venturing and being successful in this business is the inability to be able to manage criticism. Okay, let me not just call it criticism, let me call it also feedbacks. So in this journey, you must be open to learning, even from your clients. If you're a very defensive person, you cannot go far. Okay, so one thing that is going to help you to manage this negative feedback is to separate the information, separate the facts from the emotions. So when your clients want to tell you they don't like what you did, they are not, like, at that moment, logically, they are not even trying to make you feel good. They are just unhappy that they were not satisfied. So the emotions of anger will be mixed in whatever information they are giving to you. So what you can do for yourself is to separate the facts from that emotions. Forget about how they spoke rudely or they spoke harshly to you, and just focus on what they said. They said the hair you revamped for them didn't look good enough. Or they said the hair you installed for them did not last more than 2 days. Or they said the braid you made for them was loosening at the tip. Or they said whatever it is. Now what you are now supposed to do is take these facts and work on it. How can I be better? How can I be better? What glue can I use? What are other brands using that their installation lasts 5 days, 2 weeks? Then you go for that. Don't take it personal. People pay you for services, so they have the right to lay complaint if they don't feel satisfied. No one dashes anyone money. They pay you in exchange for services. So what you can do is to separate the facts from the emotions. For negative feedbacks, try not to be defensive and just calm down and listen. I know sometimes it can be a lot, and I know that there are some customers that no matter how much you push and how much you do, you try to satisfy them, they will never be satisfied. But be truthful to yourself. In my journey as a hairstylist in the past 15 years, I will tell you that any hair I made for a client, that there was an error, before the customer told me about the error, I had already seen it. So I'm not even surprised that they are complaining. I remember at a certain period of my business, when I make a hair for you and it's not fine, I do not collect money. I'll tell you, I think you should go do it somewhere else. I didn't get it right. I'm that sincere. Yes, because I just try to put myself in other people's shoes. If I went to make hair from someone and the person is all about their money and they're not even interested in how do I look in this hair, I don't look beautiful. I made my hair because I want to look attractive. I want to look beautiful. I want to look different. So whenever you come sit down on my seat and probably you ask me to do a particular style and I'm just learning it, and I didn't even tell you that I'm just learning it and I didn't finish and I'm not even satisfied with it. You ask me how much is it, I'll just tell you, don't worry about it. I don't think I did a great job. You can go try someone else. That's what I used to do. Second thing I used to do is that whenever I realize that you're asking me to do a style for you that I've never done before, I'm always very open and truthful to tell you that I've not done it before, but I can give it a trial. So because of that, I don't charge as high as I should have, because I'm just trying to use the client's head as a practice, and I'm also making the client aware that I've not done it before, so the person is not going to be shocked if I don't deliver. That reduces the effects of the negative feedback they give me. Okay, because I told them before I started, some of them will tell me, okay, no problem, I know you've not done it before, just try it on my head, maybe you will get it. I'm like, okay, no problem, sit down, I'll try. Sometimes I get it so well as though and I will be regretting why I did not charge well for it. But I will not tell myself that the next customer that is going to come for this is going to pay for this other discount I gave to this person. So you need to calm down when receiving negative feedback from clients who may not be satisfied with you. Take it as a learning curve. Take it as a learning process and improve on yourself. If you need to, whatever your clients complain on, if you need to pay for a class to upgrade yourself, then go ahead and do that. It's all for your own good. So that will be all for today's class on starting overcoming your fears and launching your hair business with confidence. Before I touch on the last part, I just want to open the floor for questions. Do we have any questions? You can just drop it in the comment section. Any question, you're welcome. Any question as to what we just discussed? Any question, you can drop it on this comment section, or you send it to me on the WhatsApp group and it will be addressed. Drop your question on the WhatsApp group and it will be addressed. Do we have any question? You are welcome. Okay, so in the absence of no question, okay, you're welcome. In the absence of no question, if you still have question, you can still drop them on the WhatsApp group or send it to me in my DM and I'll give answer to that. In closing, I want you to know that in building a successful business, you need something called resilience. In building a successful business, you need something called you need to be strong. You need to be strong. Someone is saying, other than the branding class, there was another one. How can I get it? Okay, so the two other classes that I was not able to make it into a video, I would create the class, and I would post it before the week is over on our WhatsApp platform. It's our community where we post information about when our free classes comes up. So I would drop those 2 classes on that platform. It's going to be posted on YouTube, so you can just watch it there once you're free to do that. Okay, so like I said, you need something called resilience and persistence. Please, there is nothing that is going to lead you to success that would not need you to be strong. I need you to be strong. Okay, you need to be tough. Business is tough. So in case you are a very soft person who seem you easily give up, you need to toughen up. You know, the beautiful thing about business is that there is no cap to how successful you can be. Okay, so if you're working for someone, let's say, you can say your salary is fixed, but when you are running your own business, your salary is not fixed. You can make 7 figures, you can make 8 figures, you can make 6 figures. There is no cap. So please be tough and give it all the energy and all the drive you can, and I can assure you, you are going to register success in your business. Someone has a question. Can you drop it in the comment section? You have a question, drop it in the comment section and it will be responded to. First Diamond, you said you have a question. Okay, so in case you're on this live and you're not on our WhatsApp group, the WhatsApp number, send a DM and you'll be sent the link to be added to the WhatsApp group. Over there you can ask the question that you would like to you want answers to. Okay, so I wouldn't like to take much of our time. I think we're good for the night. Okay, you're typing it, we're waiting. So I'm so happy to have each and every one of us that were able to, be present for today's class. It's not enough for you to listen to these things. It's very important that you apply it to your business, because it's just a little here, a little there makes your life better. Sometimes you may not have a textbook that has all the information you need to succeed. It comes in bits. Okay, so but as you apply these bits, a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there, you find out that your life gets better. Okay, I learn a lot from free classes, and that's why I do not have a problem giving out for free too. A lot of information I've gotten from people giving it to me for free, and I've paid for a lot of classes. Okay, so don't stay with only free classes. Pay, because you're going to use that information to make money. So pay for classes, upgrade yourself, be better. Okay, and in the next 6 months, 1 year, you would also be registering success. Okay, what is the other point you tell clients when you don't do a good job for them? Okay, so the first thing I used to tell them is, first of all, if you come and make hair with me and you asked me for a particular style and I thought I could deliver and I'm not able to deliver, I do not collect money. I'll just tell you, please go. Then the second one is, I would just tell them that once you show me the style, I'll tell them that I have not done this style before, but I can give it a trial. So most times the clients don't mind. They'll be like, okay, go ahead, give it a try. So then I'm able to give it a try, and once it turns out right, I know that I'm good at it. The next person coming in is one that's going to pay the full money. Okay, so that's what I tell them, that I've not done it before, but I can give it a trial and I'll try to, satisfy you. And so if I'm not able to meet up to the expectation, they know I told them earlier on that I've not done it before, so I'm safe. Okay, someone is asking, I do frontal installation and wig services. What is the revamping? What that is the revamping, coloring and all. Am I to post all on one page? Because I hear people say focus on one niche. How do I go about this? Okay, so there are niches in the hairstyling that can go together. Okay, just like someone doing braiding, the person that does braid would also do gather weaving, will also do stitch braid, that's called your feeding, we also do weaving. Okay, the same way most times people that do frontal installation, they will do wigging service, they will do revamping, they will do coloring, because whoever comes to install frontal came with a wig. Okay, and when they want to revamp that wig, it is best that you are that person that can handle it. So another thing you can do is to ensure that one of them is louder than the other on your page. That means that one of the services that you want to be like the attraction point to bring in people is the one that has more posts. You create more posts on that, and then the other ones can come probably when you post 3 of frontal installation, you post one of the remaining ones. Okay, so that when people come to your page, they know you offer these other services. Do you get that? So you can make one of the services that you want to really be known for to be loudest, and then other ones just like, you know, post it. But you can post everything on, because it's still within the same niche. Is the wig making niche, where you do wig making, you do revamping, you do ventilation, you do coloring. They are all under the same. You do frontal installation, you do ponytail frontal. They are all under the same niche. I hope I've answered that question. I hope I've answered your question well. Okay, so that will be all for today's class. See you next 2 weeks. I would have loved to do this class every week, but I think we'll do it 2 weeks apart. So next 2 weeks, I have another interesting topic for you next 2 weeks. You do not want to miss it. So see you next 2 weeks. Have a great night rest, and start out your business. Do not be afraid. You will make it and you'll be successful at it. Bye for now. God bless you too. Bye. Okay, sorry, I just saw a question before I shut down. Someone is asking me that I'm running a physical class. How can we get one online? Okay, I'd like you to join my WhatsApp group. Send me a DM. I'll send you the link to the WhatsApp group. I have an online class that covers wig making, hand and machine wig making, revamping, and how to mentor closure and how to start out your business, right? It also includes vendor contact, two vendor contact lists, and how to keep records. So I'll drop the information for you. Send me a DM and I'll send the full details of the online class to you. That'll be all for tonight. Bye for now.